Okay.
Because we're gonna record this one, so we're also gonna be live. But you got to be
What have we been doing for
fucking kidding me.
139 weeks? What the hell have we been doing before this?
No,
Phone's ringing in. It's for
I
you.
know, but I can't answer it right now.
It's me calling you. It's my new phone.
You're a new phone.
Hey, I got one now.
Hold on, what did I just share? Okay, there it is. Okay.
How'd you meet this guy?
The internet share. Okay, there it is. Okay.
I'm in the John, the Phil N Jon Zone. I'm in the John, the Phil N Jon Zone. I'm in the John, the Phil N Jon Zone. Everybody, I'm in the John, the Phil N Jon Zone. I'm in the John, Phil N Jon Zone. You get your fill in the John, in the Phil N Jon Zone.
Oh,
Hey, folks, welcome back. It's 1:58 Tuesday, April 18th. Our normal time to have a show, but we have a special guest today from 4,550 miles away across this whole ocean of the Atlantic and a couple of other countries. And we'll be bringing him here in just a little bit when he returns to the show. For now, I want to say a quick word about the Riverview Mansion Hotel, a good proud sponsor of the Phil N Jon Zone. Is going to be taking care of us for the first half of the summer, paying for our at least our internet fees. Anyway, give it up for those guys because they're pretty awesome dudes. Let's see how far it is to how far is it from here to Germany? That's a long way. That's a very long way.
yes.
I should have told Tobias you could share it some places. Feel free to share it if you want to. This is going to be a recorded show that will be re-aired again at another date, another time.
I love looking at the globe. I never knew it was called the Labrador Sea. Did you know that?
I did not know that it was called Labrador Sea. No, that's interesting.
No way.
You learn as you go in this world, it seems like, and I replaced the words Atlantic Ocean with the Phil N Jon Zone because apparently we are going across. Sometimes we go across the Phil N Jon Zone to Africa. Sometimes we go across the Phil N Jon Zone to California. Sometimes we go across the Phil N Jon Zone to. Well, that's not across the Phil N Jon Zone to Canada. Today we're going to go across the zone with a special guest. Hold on a second. Just have to do one thing. Okay. Oh man, I can't remember what else I was going to put that under. Anyway,
Yesterday I was looking at the farthest point from land on Earth. There it is.
the farthest point from land on Earth, from our
Uh-huh.
from you.
No, just in the ocean, obviously. What is the closest place?
What is the closest place?
That place. I forgot all the facts, but I was researching that yesterday. It's down. It's just kind of mind-boggling. A
It's the
piece
big
of,
world.
yeah, water. I mean, we really can't get there.
No,
You have to sail. There's, yeah, it's about the tribe in the middle of
here's a
nowhere.
little sample of our guests as we brought him into the room.
Sure.
I can see the turning of the key. I've been deceived by the boundless
My
sign.
hair looks great tonight. We don't usually do a show at 2 in the afternoon, but there's such a gap of time zones between us.
Something's telling me
Yes, there is.
I will fall in shame. My patron saint is fighting with a ghost.
We're just putting a little sample out there so people could hear who we're getting ready to start talking to here. Hello, Tobias. Welcome to the show.
Hey John, how's it going? Can
Am I
you hear
Hello,
me?
Tobias. My name is
We
Phil.
can hear
How
you.
are
This is
you?
my friend Phil over here, in the other window there. This is the Phil and John
Hello,
Zone.
nice to see you. Nice to meet you.
He's
Nice
the
to meet you
boss, so be good for now. And now, am I saying it right, Tobias? Sometimes on your show they say it another way.
Tobias.
Tobias. Okay, all right.
That's
Yeah.
the German way to say it, yeah. But Tobias is fine. I've heard
Okay.
it many.
No, Tobias, it is.
Tobias, it
Oh,
is. Yeah, sure. He's in Berlin, Germany, friends, and I discovered Tobias by a special one of those accidental COVID things that happened with these live videos and live streams. He does this really wonderful program about monthly. That's it's called Folktown, and it's these tributes to these different musicians or types of musicians or area of musicians or time periods of musicians. Mostly just it'd be like one musician.
Yeah.
I came in, I saw a Towns Van Zandt one, I seen a Laurel Canyon one, I seen a couple before that. And the next one is going to be Bruce Springsteen, a whole show. Now, the cool thing
That's
about
right.
what Tobias does is it's not just him playing the songs. He gets musicians from all around the world, basically. And they perform, they record these great songs by those artists, and he puts them on the show.
That's fantastic.
I'll get a link up to that here in a little bit for you folks. So I've been sharing it as much as it was like, again, Tobias, it was an accidental discovery, but I've been sharing it since I found it because it's such a wonderful resource for music.
I keep seeing you in the chat in the shows now.
Yeah. I try to be there as quick as I can, as much as I can. Musicians from all over the place, from Germany to Florida to, I think Rough and Tumble was from somewhere in the East Coast there.
From everywhere. I think they're in New England. Actually now actually properly based in New England, and before that, I think they were just permanently traveling. Yeah.
Interesting. So
yeah, it's people from all over the place, and the whole thing started out. You know, when Bob Dylan turned 80 last year in May, I think that was, and we were just thinking about what we could do to celebrate this, and I was just calling every musician friend I had, and you know, Facebooking them or whatever, and asking if they would like to contribute a song, and then I would just live stream all those videos, and this is how it started. It was just a one-off. And it was a lot of fun. So I thought maybe we could do this and turn this into something regular. And it's been going until now, which is great.
It is a wonderful discovery for me. Just a little. I'm sitting here in the Midwestern United States, and me and Phil both love music. We travel with music, and everybody you've touched base with and played from the selection you've chosen is a wonderful, wonderful collection of musicians. And it just intrigued me so to see all the people from all the different places, and you all sing the songs in your own ways, but influenced by the songs that came from, and it's mostly Americana music. I would have to say a lot of it has been Americana music or American music per se.
Yeah, true. That might be because, my circle of friends is sort of into country, folk, Americana, sort of that area. I don't know so many jazz musicians. If I would, then maybe there would be more of a jazz vibe in there or something, or, you know, any other style of music. But this just happens to be the people that I know are often into this sort of music. So yeah, this is what we celebrate.
What kind of, as far as that kind of music scene goes there in Germany, what kind of scene exists around that for you guys?
You mean around the style of Americana and country and folk, or?
Sure. Coffee house type music. And I just wonder.
Yeah. Here in Berlin, in Germany, there's some going on, but it's not nearly as much as in the States or in England or in Canada. Berlin itself is more of a electronic music sort of place, which is not so much my thing, but this is what it is. And, you know, we have some people from Scotland, and obviously there, you know, traditional folk music is more of the thing. And so in Germany, but you have lots of people who are into these traditional folk things, country, and, you know, the good country music and Americana music. So many of my friends, you know, I think Germany is, I think the majority of people participating is from Germany, simply because I know most people here. Yeah. So there's a good scene.
One of my favorite bands is from Germany, I do believe, Scorpions.
Oh yeah.
And they're rocks. This is a piece of the Berlin Wall my brother got me when he was in the army. It's actually a piece of the Berlin Wall.
Yeah.
Cool.
That's awesome. Did he get a hammer and get it out himself?
No, it's got a plaque on it. I'm sure he did spray paints on there. 1989, November 9th.
That had to be an interesting market when that came down to sell those pieces of the wall, because somebody had to go walk along and pick them up and then ship them out all over the place.
There's plaques on there. It's pretty cool.
That's pretty cool.
That was my Berlin.
Cool.
Yeah, you're not the furthest guest we've had. We interviewed somebody in where was that, in Uganda, which was about 7,000 miles from here. You're about 5,000 miles from us here. But we try to keep our show interesting, and we interview, most time we'll be interviewing people that are folk singers and musicians from here around us. We have a great music scene around us, music festivals and just events and bands that play in bars everywhere. And me and Phil are lucky to know a ton of different musicians and stuff. Just from our local area, I would have to say, right, Phil?
Yeah, pretty much. We're pretty lucky, fortunate to be doing this. Is our 150th show. We've had guests from friends who are great musicians, famous in some people's eyes. They're our friends, and we love having them on and talking about what we want to talk about, really, musical arts. And
well, first, congratulations, guys, for the 150th show.
When we first started doing this, we were about as unprofessional as we are now. We haven't learned much. We can get it turned on pretty quick these days. Phil, do you remember when I asked you if you had Zoom and it's all started? So started the phone call.
Right before COVID. But a great time, John, to have a 150th show, Tuesday at 2:00 in the afternoon. Usually for 100 shows, it was Friday at 4, and then it switched. But Tuesday at 2, that's a strange one. But anyway.
It's okay. It's Tuesday night in Germany over there. It's a Tuesday. What, about 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, you said? Yeah. And so I've been wanting to interview Tobias for a little while, but this was just a good opportunity today, and make this kind of special for 150th show. So you got upcoming shows. Bruce Springsteen. Have you been working on a song? You're going to work on a song for that. I'm sure that he always plays a song as well as his musician friends that come in and play a song.
I have my song down actually. Of course, I'm not going to tell you which one it is.
No, don't tell me.
But it's not one from the 70s or the 80s.
Okay.
Like I think most of his beloved materials from the 70s and the 80s, and it's from after that.
Right. You don't have to tell us. I like the way you keep the tension in your show a little bit.
I have to, yeah.
Keep it a surprise. Even the bands that come on, it's always a surprise what they're going to play. And then when they play it, it's always interesting and different. I can't get over it. You also do a program called Trail of Songs, which is just a Tobias show where you perform your music. You have a beautiful voice. I know you can't play or sing tonight because of sound restrictions, but you have a beautiful voice. Your songwriting style is very wonderful. We follow a cat here named Chicago Farmer, and I was trying to describe to somebody who you were, and I was like, well, I think he's kind of like Berlin, Germany's Chicago Farmer. And if you ever discover his music, you'll understand. Around here, he's got real good rapport for writing songs, performing, and playing. He's our Bob Dylan.
How many people are in your band? Are you a solo act or?
Well, I'm a solo act. I used to have a band many years or different lineups, but at some point I found that if I want to make some money from it, I mean, it's not like, riches or anything, but to support myself from it, then I have to do this solo, in my case at least. And just because it's easier to play, you can play more, and this is what I wanted to do, so that's why I'm a solo act. And it would be great to have more of a band, and to have that sort of muscle in your back when you sing the songs, which is just fantastic. But as a solo artist, you can more do your thing and keep the rehearsing to a minimum.
Yeah, I think when you have a band, you've got to rely on 5 people being able to get together at the exact same time.
Yeah,
on a regular basis, it's hard.
Of course, but this is what it is, and each the solo and the band thing, they both have their pluses and minuses. So solo it is for me at the moment.
Yeah, I like that. So we do a segment on our show every week, and we're going to invite Tobias to be part of the segment today, if it's okay with you, Tobias. It's you all know what it is. It just takes me a second to cue it all up here. Not really cue it up, but pretend like I'm professional.
Oh, who's that?
That's Scooby right there. Yeah. Well, we do this called 5 Records, folks, where we talk about 5 records we like, 5 interesting albums or album covers, or no particular order for that. There's no themes necessarily. But today we're going to do it Germany, Illinois, because we're in Illinois in USA. And so we just show 5 records each. We'll start it, Phil, and we'll bring Tobias in as the third tonight. So you go ahead and start, Phil.
Okay. We're going to go with my friend Joseph Huber out of Wisconsin. Joseph, probably see him this summer. Great solo original writer. Just fantastic music, and his 3-piece band. One of my favorites. Check him out, Joseph Huber.
You're going to be proud of me this week, Phil, because I actually went record shopping and got 5 more records. Because, see, we've been doing this for 150 shows. You show 5 records every night. That's a lot of records.
Yeah, it is.
And we've been pretty good about trying not to have too many repeats, but we have some repeats based on themes or whatever. But I went record shopping, found some records 3 for $1. Had to pick up six or 7 new ones. But I did find one I was looking for. So I found this one, which is the one I was looking for. It was Harry Belafonte at the Carnegie Hall, the complete concert, which is...
Yeah, you were really looking for that. Sure, John.
I was looking for it. And whenever you find a batch of records that's really not choice records, but then there's one in there that you like, and they're 3 for $1, well, then you got to pick out 3. But then you find a 4th one, so you pick out 6. But so I was looking for this, and so check it out, Harry Belafonte live at the Carnegie Hall. Great sound, Banana Boat, Jamaica, all kinds of good stuff. Jamaica Farewell. There's a crazy amount of stuff on here. And of course, we always like to kind of exhibit exactly the...
Yeah, but that's always the killer. I don't care if you really picked it out, but the
I was
quality
actually looking for it.
it's like 60 years old. The quality and the
Oh,
color.
it smells like kind of mice poop and mold a little bit, but it's okay.
Mhm.
Anyway, so Tobias, you're up now.
Yeah. So I didn't like pick my 5 latest records that I bought or anything, because you were asking me about my 5 favorite.
Sure. Well,
vinyl
just 5
records.
records at random. It
5
really,
records,
there's no
okay.
rule. Yeah.
Something there's
So-
no rules.
So this is Tom Petty Wildflowers, and I've had this on CD ever since it came out in the 90s, and never on vinyl because it was out of print and they cost like $500 on eBay. But then the family put this out, I don't know, like 2 years ago or something after his passing, Wildflowers and the rest. So a lot of songs from those recordings as a double album now, and I just love it to death. I've always loved this album.
I'm
It's
very
just
curious
so-
about all the rest. Yeah, on that.
Turntable now.
I'm
Is
very
it cheaper to get our American albums in Germany, or is it, German print, or is it cheaper to get American printed? We print more, I guess. Is it, how
I
is
think-
it?
Just the price, the sale price is much cheaper in the US, like with many things, instruments as well, but it's so expensive to get it over to Europe because of taxes and also of shipping costs. So to ship an album to Germany would cost me like, I don't know, between 10 and $20 just the shipping.
Oh, no, you're screwed.
Yeah. but these are pressed in Europe. So
Okay.
I think these are not really important, but this one might be because it's not like there weren't too many made, but
yeah.
generally the usual records, yeah, they're made in Europe.
One of my favorite. That's one of my favorite records by Tom Petty, and then all the rest really intrigues me. The other tracks that are on there, it's got to be fascinating and wonderful. I can only imagine.
Oh.
So I'm going to be looking up for that one for sure.
Huge recommendation here.
Yeah, Phil, you're up, buddy.
Okay, we're gonna go another friends of mine. These are all friends of mine. The Pick and Pair.
Get the plastic on all of them.
Yeah, unopened. Got a lot. Too many. Just went through some. Great band. Feels Like Home is the name of the album. Little more bluegrass.
I saw Pick and
really,
Pair.
really love it. Really love the band. So,
Seen Pick and Pair before.
Are these artists, Phil, that you showed now, are they all like from the scene and Chicago scene?
right, from different states. I do believe the last band.
Are they
I
from
saw,
Wisconsin?
One was from Wisconsin. One is from another state. I do believe they're from Missouri. I'm not sure.
Yeah, the
Yeah, they're,
American Midwest folk bluegrass scene. Most
and
of the
original
culture will
too
be.
on those.
Now mine, no, not so much, because like I said, they were discounted records, and that was the one I wanted, was Carnegie Hall. The rest of them are ones you pick because you got to pick all 6 of them. So this one here is kind of fun. It's Jeff Love and his orchestra doing Big Tear movie themes.
Yeah, I bet you were looking for that one too.
No, I wasn't looking for it, but look at the artwork on the cover. I couldn't help it. There's Charles Bronson. You have, it looks like Die Hard, I'm guessing. But Death Wish, Psycho, Jaws, Earthquake, Airport 75, The Towering Inferno, all the themes from those albums. I like really obscure, weird recordings too, because it's and it's Jeff Love and his orchestra, so you can't
Yeah,
really go wrong with that.
That
That
sucker's
selling
got
point.
mold on it.
And the back cover is just a smaller picture of the front cover. I love it. not a lot of budget there on that one, but pretty cool. Yeah. So yeah, it even has the theme from Poseidon Adventure. I don't know.
Does
Just silly.
Charles Bronson singing on this one?
Yeah, I don't think so. No, I don't think so. But he's on the cover. I think that's Death Wish.
Yeah, looks like him.
A tale of revenge and justice served, I guess. Anyway, you're up now, Tobias.
All right. So next up, Amy Mann, who I adore, great singer-songwriter from Los Angeles, but I'm not sure where she's from originally. She's not from California. And this is her latest called Queens of the Summer Hotel. So this is songs that she wrote for a play of Girl Interrupted, you know that movie? Actually a book. And they are planning a play of it, and she wrote the songs, already put them out on record, and it's fantastic.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
That's it.
Excuse me?
That's my dog. That was my dog barking.
Girl Interrupted. Good movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, moving along. Phil, you're up, buddy.
Okay, this is another friend's out of Wisconsin, up in Madison. Liver Killers. Just a great band. There's a Chicken for John and his art.
I didn't do that chicken on the cover though.
Killer punk, edgy, original, hard to explain. If you're talking to somebody, you'll stop and go, "Whoa, what is that?" Different. Great band.
Yeah, I love them. The Liver Killers. Yeah, again, local stuff. That's just these are. We go to all these festivals, and they'll bring every festival we go to. Will have 2 or 3 big bands that play, and then the rest of the bands will be gathered up from the community. And you end up leaving the festival with a band you've never heard of, that you never would have heard of if they not played there, and it's your new favorite band. You know, it seems like.
Yeah. That is one of my favorite bands. Basically, I'm picking out favorite bands I'm going to see this summer, and somewhere in my travels.
I like this one here because it gives me a good feeling. The Best of Hawaii calls. It's another weird, obscure Hawaii album. And I collect anything obscure. Hey, where's my mom? Where's my mom?
We have dogs. And,
My mom's bringing over cookies. I think guys might be part of the show. We'll see.
what kind of cookies?
Mom's out there too.
It's almost 4:20. Oh, it's 2:20.
Somewhere. Okay, so it gets chaotic. The dogs go crazy. This happens every show. Just another weird random album. I like albums that you don't know what they are. You buy them because if it's interesting. You know, picture of Honolulu. I think that's Honolulu.
Okay. You know what I find interesting? We're talking to someone in a different country. Okay.
Oh well, yeah, but he's part of the show
I'm
now.
starting to ramble. Remember, you pick up a phone and you have to call long distance just to a different state. Now, and to call a different country, it'd be just crazy. And now here we do it like that.
Yeah. And video.
And video. Yeah. It's and the dogs, everything.
Like that. And pretty, if you have good connection, everything down pat, which I'm not electronic, it's up to the
Yeah.
Witchcraft, man, if you ask me.
Yeah.
All right.
It's going to get us, man. It's going to get us. We're going to
next up is the Jayhawks.
I seen that.
So, sorry?
The Jayhawks?
The Jayhawks, yeah.
Yeah, I seen them in Wisconsin. They're fantastic.
They're one of the best bands of the present, I think. Every time people say something like there's no good music anymore, which is bullshit, of course. I say Jayhawks because they are the best the present has to offer.
There's very little good music being fed to people through radio and TV anymore.
Yeah,
that is true. Yeah, but that's always been a problem. It's been a problem in the 80s for sure. When I started listening to music, it was pretty much all crap, at least over here in Germany, and was a little bit better in the 90s. But radio has mostly been controlled by the big companies who wanted to, have their music played. So I don't know.
Well, me and John's roots
covering stuff, like you guys do when you go to the festivals, and you guys playing there as well.
I paint. We sell our art. I do live painting, live art while bands are playing.
We're artists. I paint on vinyl records. We're artists.
Okay.
Art vendors.
Yeah.
I wouldn't call us vendors. We're artists.
You have to go out
Artists.
and go
I don't like vendors.
cover stuff, and this is the way it's always been. I feel like,
But most of the music me and John like per se, or we started, is European punk rock per se.
Oh, really?
Clash, yeah.
Clash.
Huge Clash fan, and you can go on and on and on about. I started that in 1977, listening to.
we're a very wide.
Big punk.
Phil, are you up, Phil? Or is it Phil's turn?
No, I got two left. Is it?
It's your turn. Your turn.
When I saw the Clash in here, well, anyway,
You're up, Phil.
we're gonna go with local friends of ours, Old Shoe. A lot of cabins in wood. Love the wood. Doing a lot of woodwork for my garden shows. They'll be playing it July 3rd in my friend's backyard awesome party with Mr. Blotto, Arbor Creek, Groovy Louie and the Time Capsules, Fun Guys, and two other bands. Great band, great friends of ours. We go to their festival for like 5 days. Me and John are camped there.
Yeah,
Cool. Sounds really great.
yeah.
It
A lot of fun.
And every year, this band chooses an album to cover Tobias. That's like so they don't tell us what it's going to be. They're going to play a whole record. In the past,
Wow.
they played Paul Simon's Graceland. They played the Beatles' Let It Be. They played Rolling Stones' Sticky Fingers. They played a Pink Floyd album one year. And they're all just extremely good musicians, so they do a good job. They played Talking Heads last year, but we have to wait until Friday night when they play this set of music until they start playing, and then they play the first few notes, and you know where they're taking us. It's been pretty wonderful throughout the years. Anyway,
Yeah.
yep. Speaking of music fed to you by radio, here's the 25 great country music artists, famous original hits. I just like this because of all the weird randomness of all. Hold on a second. Come here, Mom. In here, real quick. Mom's gonna be on the show for just a second. My mom's here.
1 second, yeah.
Yeah, it's my mom. She's why I paint and draw.
Hello.
Hello.
Phil is in Aurora, Illinois, and Tobias is in Berlin, Germany.
I just delivered cookies.
Oh, that's wonderful. She delivered cookies. So
Nope.
Where's my cookies?
yeah, it'll be in the mail. Look, I'll crunch them up in your record box I'm sending out to
And
you.
the party, when the party comes, I'll bring.
Yeah, before you know it.
Yeah.
Good to see you, Mama.
Bye,
Good
honey.
to see you. Love you.
Love you.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Anyway, that's my
Take care.
fourth record, but that's my mom. Tobias, you're up. We'll go ahead and cruise right through that one.
Okay. Yeah. Next up is Neil Finn. Not sure if you guys are familiar with Neil Finn.
Yes, I've seen Neil Finn solo from Crowded House at a bar at an after show party in Chicago. Big fan.
Oh, nice.
Big fan.
Awesome. Yeah, I think he's just one of the best songwriters around. And I love his work with Crowded House, but just
Liam?
as much solo stuff. And this, I think, was one of his best solo albums. And I don't know if you guys saw this, but he live streamed the recording of it. So he invited all these musicians and they rehearsed before, and then they turned on the cameras and they actually recorded that album in the studio and you could watch it. That was just awesome. And so, yeah, it's a special connection because I saw and witnessed how it was made, even if I wasn't there.
Yeah,
Very cool.
we
Very cool.
weren't fed very much Neil Finn here. It's unfortunate.
What about-
because with Crowded House, we got Crowded House and a couple songs that were radio played,
But
all the other music he produced was kind of neglected by America. It just didn't get popularized or publicized. And unless you were
Yeah.
looking for it, you wouldn't be able to find it. He's one of those artists but when you found it,
Yeah, his voice is incredible. Liam Finn is his brother, correct?
It's his son, actually.
Son,
Brother
Liam.
Tim Finn. Tim Finn is
he's in the
brother.
band, was in Crowded. Well, we saw his son at the a great theater in Chicago with Eddie Vedder, and Liam
Oh, yeah.
blew my mind. And we got his CD album, big fan of him. But the
Yeah.
Neil Finn story, we went to he didn't play one Crowded House song. It was
Yeah.
all which,
solo.
everybody thought nothing.
there would always be an anticipation of waiting for that one they knew, right? But then to listen to the ones
He
you don't
teased
know, you get
everybody
more.
with a note here or there, but no,
Yeah, that's fun.
Yeah.
Okay,
Cool.
it was fantastic. It was
last
so
round here, fifth record. No, I have one more question for you after we're done. We won't keep you too long tonight, Tobias, but I always ask the same question, but we'll get to that in a second. Phil, go ahead and do your last round and we'll go around, right? I think that's where we're at.
All right, we're
I
gonna go
didn't
with a little tease. John works and does work for this gentleman and has never met him in 12 years. Todd Schneider.
Oh, really? Nice.
John has done the album covers, artwork throughout the history of Todd Schneider.
Last
And has
5 or
never
6 albums.
really actually spoke to him or met him.
Well, I had
it's-
an email. We
Isn't
emailed
it
each other
strange?
once.
How come, John?
He's just not a real public person. And we've had like 3 opportunities to meet, and for some reason, every time, 4, well, 5 or 6 probably, but every time something occurs that makes us not be able to cross paths.
Okay.
And it's okay. Well, I've been working for him for about 10 or 12 years. Album covers, T-shirts, stickers, whatever he needs. And I love his music. I follow him, I promote him, and share his stuff. But we just have yet to cross paths, and now it's become part of the running gag is that now it's okay. We don't have to meet.
Yeah.
Some of his other fans that have met him and multiple times were telling people to ask him if he'd ever met me. But I'm trying not to promote that too hard because I don't need to cause no problems for anybody. He's my client, you know. Okay, but anyway, I've been able to help him design some record albums.
We have people come on the show and say they met him, and they can barely produce a picture. Well, I met him. Let's see the pic. Well, it's like he's a ghost.
He's a little bit of a ghost. Have you ever heard of his music? Have you listened to Todd Snyder at all?
Well, to be honest, I have not yet, but I've come across the name many times, and I have to. I definitely need to.
Right next to John Prine, as far as like singer, songwriter, storyteller, and him and John Prine toured together for the last few years of John Prine's life. And
he's in a band called Hardworking Americans.
Worth Todd Snyder, worth looking up for sure. He's got a pile of music.
Look him up. It'd be right up there.
My last one. Yeah. My last one is this going to be called? Since Folktown, we're talking Folktown. This is Folk Songs for the Young, sung by Wynn Stacy or Stacky. I'm not sure how you say that. It's volume 9 though, so you've gotten pretty deep in the folk songs for the young by this point in time, and I don't recognize all but one of them. Old Joe Clark. I'm familiar with that song, but there's a song called Buckeyed Jim, Hush Little Baby. Well, maybe that one, the Riddle song, the Crawdad song. I guess I know that one too. Aunt Rhodey's on here. Anyway, I just think these are really fascinating artwork. This old school artwork from like probably the 50s.
From when are the recordings, John?
That's what I was trying to see if there was a date on it. It's hard to find sometimes the date. 1962 on this one.
Okay.
So you're just pre psychedelic era. The art's still kind of pretty cool.
Yeah.
And, I just think they're very interesting. I like these old recordings are fascinating to me because they're, you know, it's just you slide into your wall of records. You got a million records there, but you can pull this off, put it on the player, and listen to that person sing that song. You know, it's a nice hard copy version of it. But anyway, folk songs for the young, because I think folk songs are for everyone. You know. But we'll round this out, this records, with one more from Tobias here, Tobias. I can never say it. I'm always going to say Tobias.
That's fine, guys.
Oh, that's a good record. Oh man.
Grateful Dead, of course.
Yeah. But what a touching album. Yes. Oh my, it is so good.
It just, you know, that song Only a River, the first song, it's just I don't know, can't listen to it too often because it's just too good. I don't know.
It's very emotional.
The whole thing, wonderful, very atmospheric. Yeah, I love it. Very warm.
I watched a documentary last night. What is it, The Other One or The Other Side?
It's called The Other One.
The Other One.
I watched it last night, a matter of fact. It was basically Bob Weir.
Yeah. Well, Grateful Dead is very ingrained in our scene here. We come from punk rock and stuff, but Grateful Dead was what got us to our festivals and everything that we do now, I'm sure.
My girlfriend just come back from Seattle. She just saw Fish for 2 nights. So
yeah.
Well, that's great for you guys because I would love to go see Fish, but they never come to Europe. You know, they just don't anymore. They came a couple of times, but I think in the 90s or something, but they don't come anymore, which is a drag. Yeah, I have to come to the States, see them play.
If you're just tuning in, folks, we're talking to my good friend Tobias from Berlin, Germany. He runs a great show called Folktown. It's also under the other name. Well, he does the Trail of Songs. What's the name of your YouTube page?
Trailhead Music.
Trailhead Music, yes. And please check it out. And before we let you go, I always ask every guest the same question. I have one question. I try to reword it so it sounds interesting after 150 shows. But and you're coming from a wholly different world and to us in a sense, I guess. And I want to ask you how old you are. But whenever you were a little boy, obviously you love music now. But there was a time when you were very young and you heard a song or a band or a piece of music that made you, you know, it got you excited. That said, you know, this is music. I wonder what it is, and maybe it sent you off on your journey of exploring music throughout your life. Do you remember when you were very young what that might have been?
Well, first music I connected with was not pop music in that sense. It was a singer-songwriter from Germany. We call them song makers here. Liedermacher. And I grew up in East Germany. So this guy was an East German songwriter that is very popular in this area of Germany. And it's just very, very heartfelt, beautiful songs, beautiful poetry. This guy is Gerhard Schöne. His name is Gerhard Schöne. And that was the first music I really connected to, I would say, apart from like children's songs. And then at some point, my brother brought home a Beatles record from the library. And I remember that being like the first instance of English music, even though I didn't understand any of it. But, you know, it went na, 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 na. So you understand that part, no matter what language you speak. And I think that's the reasons why people just connect to the Beatles so strongly, because they hit you at, you know, when you're a child. Mm-hmm. Whereas the Stones, I think they come into your life when you're a teenager. But the Beatles kind of get you before that, and it just sticks with you more deeply, I think. So that was the first connection with music.
That's an amazing point about the na 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 part, because it's a song that doesn't really speak any language.
Yeah.
Obla di, obla da. There's a handful of pieces that the Beatles gave us where it was more of a feeling.
Yeah.
Feeling energy. Yeah. My kids, when they were very young, whenever we listened to all kinds of music with them, the Beatles was something that they pulled out of that slot, you know, that they really listened to. So that's fascinating. Phil, you have any other questions for Tobias before we let him go here? He's good. Bedtime's coming up pretty soon, I think.
Yeah. No, it's not. It's only 9 o'clock for him. He's probably going out to a club, going to go see. No, he's not going to go see Rammstein. He's probably heard that enough. Scorpion.
But got enough of Rammstein for my life. Going to see if I catch my guys, the Scorpions, somewhere in some club in Berlin. Yeah, no,
a little knowledge we have of the music there in Germany. Very little.
Yeah, big fan of Michael Schenker and Rudolph, and when they went off to UFO and saw the Michael Schenker group. So
cool.
And I saw Rammstein too. That kind of blew me away at Farm Aid.
They played Farm Aid?
Yes, Rammstein? They did. They played Farm Aid. True story. With John Fogerty, Willie Nelson, John Cougar, and us all the bands. Everybody's leaving, and there was one more band. All of a sudden, these giant balloons, prophylactic, and it was Rammstein. Everybody stopped and go, "What?" That was my yes, Farm Aid.
They try to keep it various and interesting, you know.
Oh,
all the different.
I mean, they sell out. They were at Soldiers Field. They sold it 80,000 people. They sell like that.
Yeah.
So anyway.
Well, Tobias, thank you for being part of our show, and I'm going to promote you every time.
It was a lot of fun, guys.
Every time I see you.
Thanks for coming on. Come on again. Watch the show. We'll promote yours. Happy Tuesday. And peace and love,
rock on, guys. And I hope to see you May 1st for the Springsteen one.
Yes, yeah. I'll be sharing that one as soon as it gets closer, and when it comes out, I'll share it in a whole bunch of places for you today. So thank you very much, my friend.
Thanks a lot, guys.
Yeah, man.
You're welcome.
Thanks for having me. Enjoy the rest of the show. Bye.
Give them a little piece of Tobias so they can have a piece of his music before.
Well, you said it right now, Tobias. One of my good friends.
No, he's gone. But we let him play for a second. We'll come back and
go for it. I gotta
right.
Everybody's wearing a disguise to hide what they got left behind their eyes. But me, I can cover what I am wherever the children go. I will follow them. I march in the parade of liberty, but as long as I love you, I'm not free. How long must I suffer such abuse? Won't you let me see your smile before I turn you loose? game I've got to lead. The pot of gold is only make-believe. The treasure can be found by men who search, whose gods are dead and whose queens are in the church. We sat in an empty theater and we kissed. I asked you please to cross me off your list. My head tells me it's time to make a change, but my heart is telling me I love you, but you're strange. So one more time at midnight near the wall, take off your heavy makeup and your shawl. Won't you come down from the throne of where you sit? Let me feel your love one more time before I abandon it. I come back to the town from the flaming moon. I see you in the streets, I begin to swoon. I love to see you dressed before the mirror. Won't you let me in your room just one more time before I disappear?
That was right on.
Yeah, and that show is called Trailhead, Trail of Songs, and it would be him playing a dozen or two songs that are just amazing. He'll do a few covers, but most of the stuff he's written. You didn't get a chance to talk to him about the Santiago Trail. He only had about a half an hour, but he walked the Santiago Trail in Chile, and he wrote an album about that. And he just, he's like I say, he's kind of a Berlin, Chicago farmer, really.
You know, the funny thing you said that, because I didn't watch the video. I was standing right behind this, listening to it. In the last 30, I go, that's Cody.
To think about that kind of influence and who
Yeah, the voice, and then now this
fantastic.
beautiful,
So
beautiful thing. People,
Jeffrey Blackman, he was going to play a song, but he lives in an apartment complex, and apparently it's past quiet hours over there, and it's Germany, so I'm not going to ask any questions. You know, hey, they tell you to be quiet in Germany, you be quiet. No, I don't know. That's probably not appropriate, but. Once again, thanks to the Riverview Mansion Hotel and Levy Lounge, Port of Golconda, Illinois, for our recent sponsorship. You can also sponsor the show if you like. Please message me with a dollar amount you'd like to give us and what you want us to say, and we'll talk good about your stuff. You know, I stayed at the Golconda Riverview Mansion a couple of times. We may, hopefully, at some point this summer, be doing a show from there. That'd be really cool.
It'd be really cool. I got a feeling it could happen.
We'll have to talk about dates and look at the calendars and see when we're not doing anything else, and figure out a way we can all go down there and spend a weekend in the Shawnee and do a show from a giant hotel in the Ohio River.
I started making notes, but you know, Tuesday at 2:00. I'm sure not many viewers, but about upcoming events that are coming up, festivals, some of the places.
Had a pretty nice look at it.
I'll be a couple garden shows I have coming up. Some private parties that if you're on the show, it's really not private. And some things to do in my area or in the area, or things we have done.
ABCs of things we've done?
No.
It is early in the day for this, folks. It's early in the day for us to do this show.
No, you didn't make me do nothing, but I had to have a elixir to ease my back pain. The old man slipped off that ladder and just tweaked it a little bit too wrong. So I'm very comfortable in this chair. I haven't sat in it since I screwed it up. It kind of feels good. Maybe it's the elixir. 2 aspirin and a cocktail. No excuses.
Yeah, so yeah, that's the Phil N Jon Zone Tuesday afternoon special edition. We don't get to do that every day. It's kind of fun. I really the interviews that he or the stuff that he does on his little program just reminded me of kind of what we were doing, you know, spending time on the internet, sharing music, doing the things that.
Yeah, I mean, I had a list. I'm not going back downstairs. All this stuff was going on.
I'm gonna get the other one up too because
The thing I got was the rock from Germany from my brother. Yeah, there's other festivals. Doing a garden show at the Two Brothers Roundhouse Garden Club, Aurora Garden Club. In a month and a half. Another place coming up the end of the month in Batavia, Illinois. Go check out Jeffrey's Hi-Ho Gems in Mokina. He was on some kind of program. Congrats, Jeffrey. Got some walking sticks in there. Check it out. His shop, I was just up there, is absolutely gorgeous. Good job.
Put the link for Folktown into the pinned comment there below. So go there and follow Folktown Music, folks, and check out what they do and how they do it. It's a pretty amazing production.
Garden show.
Musicians from around the world, and it's pretty cool stuff. So thanks for supporting the Phil N Jon Zone. All of you who have supported the Phil N Jon Zone so far, even if just by watching it and chiming in, giving us a thumbs up, we appreciate that. Follow, subscribe, all that stuff, and see what happens next. But yeah, follow Folktown Music and to Tobias and what he does, and meet some amazing musicians from all around the world. They had a guy from Switzerland, I think. I couldn't even spell his name. And he would look like John Hartford. He played a banjo. I mean, he looked like John Hartford. He had the outfit and the go on. He was playing a song by Townes Van Zandt that night, I think. But I got into a conversation with him about John Hartford and got excited about talking to somebody on the other side of the planet, about somebody from here. You know, so it's amazing the music and how it spreads. I mean, I was kind of blown away by all of their love for the American music and how they I don't know how it all worked out for them. It's pretty cool. So, you know, what did you think, Phil?
Oh, what?
I don't know. What's going on? What else is going on this week, man? You got shows. That's it. It's Tuesday. It's early in the week still. In 2 weeks, I'm going to be at a festival called the Sugar Creek Family Jam.
Yeah, Philip's not working right now, so it kind of sucks. So he's going to get back for the artsy fartsy for a second while he continues his endeavors. So the good thing didn't happen too long. What am I doing? Looking at the sunshine, it was 80 degrees, 82 2 days ago. And then yesterday it coated the grass and the deck of snow yesterday. Now it's finally moved. It was unbelievable switch from 80 to 26 wind chill in 24 hours.
Yeah.
But anyway, I'm looking at the sunshine through the sunroom, but it is nippy out there.
I don't think we just got down to about 32 last night. I don't think it froze hard here, so
That's great sleeping weather.
It was nice, yeah. So in
What
2
were you
weeks
this weekend, what'd you do?
What did I do this weekend?
Yeah.
We just kind of took it easy.
Yeah, you blew me off. We were supposed to do a show. Yeah.
It was a long weekend, but we made it to this end of it, so we're okay. No, we were gone. I'd been sick, and then after I was sick, we were gone for a couple of days over and went to Grafton, Illinois, which is a really beautiful place over on the Mississippi River, Illinois-Mississippi River convergence. And we hiked some trails and went to some shops and ate some sandwich. I had fish and chips on the river. It was pretty good. Delicious catfish. I wanted to give it up for the goodness. And me and Amy went and camped for a couple of days without a festival, without a concert, without friends, just me and her camping. It was very nice. And so that's what I did. Now next in 2 weeks, I'm going to be at the Sugar Creek Family Jam, which is this particular event here, and it's in Tall Tree Lakes in Vienna, Illinois. Vienna, they call it down there. Bands Rumpke Mountain Boys, HWT, Lost Pyramids, Yowler, Mr. Please, Schmack Dookie, Rabbit in Red, K-Sets, and Cornfish. My good friend Sam McInnes is going to play in that for us. He's an amazing singer and player. We need to get him on the show, actually. So that's a little bonus poster I put together for that one. You like it? The poster?
Not really.
Okay.
It
Talk
needs
about
more.
We'll talk
You
about
need
that after the
more
show.
popping in the green spinach.
Too green spinachy? Well, I was going for a two-tone. Anyway.
No, you need some stuff in there.
Okay, you're right. There might be some
I
pattern.
am right.
Might be some stuff put in there before it's all done with. This is just the first draft, so thanks for.
Yeah, seriously.
Totally
Up in that
self-conscious.
sky, the green spinach is too dark. You can't see it. It's got to pop right off the bat. Put something in the spinach and up into the green mist.
Yeah, I'll put something
Okay.
in your green
Enough
mist.
said. Yeah, that's actually planted lettuce, kale, some leeks, and some basil. I got all the other herbs that are perennials, and just a small portion of the garden of, hardy fall
Pretty
crops
early to be
and
putting stuff in the
potatoes
garden.
or spring.
26 degrees last night. It's pretty early to be putting stuff in the garden. I
No, I
planted
did
sunflower
that
seeds.
when it was 80. You ever plant lettuce and kale? It's a cold weather crop. It ain't gonna do anything.
Oh,
It'll grow.
okay.
The ground is warm.
It's like putting it in the fridge. And in 3 weeks, I'm going to be.
It's really no work, but it is. I enjoy it. All right, it's my therapy, Jack.
In 3 weeks, I'm going to be at this particular event, the Sustain Art and Music Festival
You need
in
some more color
French
over there.
Lick, Indiana. And that's Armchair Boogie and them Coolie Boys, The Last Reveal,
Nice little lineup.
Arkansas, Chicago Farmer and the Field Notes, Debutantes, Cousin Brothers, Wicked Ways, Union Suit Rally, and the Fun Duns, which if you've never seen, are pretty good.
The last Revel is going to be there, and where is this at?
This is in French Lick,
In Indiana, French Lick.
South of Bean Blossom.
French Lick. You know what the French Lick, Indiana?
Sounds traditional.
Basketball player that they used to call me back in the day when I hooped. Larry Bird, French Lick, Indiana.
Home of Larry Bird. There'll be probably a sign on the outside of town. I bet you $1. So that's my next two events. Other than trying to get myself down to the Riverview Mansion Hotel down at Golconda, Illinois.
Yeah, we got I already looked into. Yeah, we'll talk about that when she gets back. I'd like to do something.
But I did hear if you give Tony a call, he might give you a little discount if you tell him you saw it on the Phil N Jon Zone. So do that for him, do that for us, makes it work for everybody. And we know people are going to go do that and stay there. It is a beautiful place. I got to talk about it every few minutes in a contract, but it's all right. So that is that's one of our sponsors now on the Phil N Jon Zone, helping us out, support us, to help with our monthly fees for the show, which is a big deal. It helps out immensely.
Immensely.
I
I keep thinking it's Friday.
Yeah, it's not Friday. But we can pretend it's Friday, and that would make Wednesday and Thursday, Saturday and Sunday. Oh wait, hold on. If today's Friday, then Wednesday and Thursday, Saturday and Sunday. And then
You can make whatever day you want it to be if you're in that zone. But basically, it's not my
Sunday,
Friday, but it's better than the last 2 days because
well, imagine that.
I basically stood up sleeping for what?
Well, yeah. Then after Sunday is actually another Friday. If we
Yeah,
do that
Saturday and Sunday, I was standing up sleeping pretty much.
Unfortunately, Monday will always be Monday though, so that doesn't change.
He's talking jibber jab.
But we could do away with Wednesday and Thursday, make that another Friday or Saturday and Sunday, and get away with Tuesday.
The O'Hare Airport at midnight.
Yeah, so we'll do that. We're gonna start with that.
The construction is just brutal.
I read somewhere on the internet that we're gonna do that. They were actually gonna make a 1-day work week for people. We're gonna have 1-day work weeks for the all human race, and everybody will have a job because they only work 1 day a week. But we'll all work on Mondays because it's still gonna be Monday no matter what. Then Tuesday
Who's
we'll
talking
change
about
to
that?
Friday.
What kind of cult are you in now? Jeez, brainwashed.
Well, we figured out why we're not a cult yet because haven't taken their possessions yet, I guess, or is that part of it?
Older you get, you don't need possessions.
Yeah,
you don't need things.
No, forks and knives are just things.
You need things.
I got a garage full of things that I'm willing to give away.
Right.
Away, so I don't know what to do next.
I'm not turning the camera that way because never mind. Yeah, just go. What the fuck?
They don't call it tchotchkes for no reason.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I hope she's not watching. I tell her we're coming out early. I go, what are you doing? It's 40 degrees out here. I'm about to jump in a giant heated outdoor pool. I go, that sounds ballsy.
That's what she was doing in Oregon.
Yeah, Washington. Yeah.
Oh, you said Seattle, didn't you?
Outdoor heated pool. I'm in, man.
I saw that people posted that Fish was playing. I didn't go to watch any of the shows or anything like that, but I saw people were watching it and checking it out.
Again, I've never seen him, but she saw him too. I don't know how to explain it. When I talk to people who see it, sometimes they just go into different and they don't look at me and explain. They go, "Hey, it's just something." Well, good. I have to see him, so I don't know what I'm trying to say. So.
Yeah,
but it's funny. I like watching, looking at bands' tour schedules, big bands like that. So they went from there to Washington, to to Cal Berkeley, California, I do believe, for like 3 nights. Are you more psyched, or are they just? I'd be intrigued how Trey and the band. I mean, they got their following is cultish. That how
is
what they
cultish.
do and their songs change. Do they really know what city they're in, or they just play, get on the bus, eat, and really not know per se? Are they in that zone?
I think a little bit, but they also will like play a few songs that apply to the place they're in sometimes. And
Yeah,
it's
I'd
like
love to be a
subtle.
fly on the wall for those cats because they seem so unapproachable, but so huge.
Yeah.
There's not much about, Trey. I mean, is there
You'll have to
interviews
go. You
a
need to
lot
go
about
see him
Trey?
sometime. We talked about that. You've never seen him, so we need to go see him sometime. And
Fish?
go see Fish. Yeah,
Yeah,
there's a bunch of video of it, but go feel it in concert and see them play. And
yeah. I got to plug in. Hold on.
okay, plug in.
Yeah, I have to. I have to. There's no doubt about it.
So eventually you'll get to a Fish show. Maybe I will again too. I've seen a bunch of them. They're not my favorite one.
Hey, Matt Robinson, if you're watching your show, I got your merch here from Snowshoe System. Matt, bringing
Yeah.
that up.
A little red.
Woo!
A little red.
Nice albums on the wall. Oh, that's bad looking.
You saw my picture this morning of the records on the ceiling. They turned
Yeah,
out
look cool.
nice.
What was I gonna say? They're
Our
playing
first
Dead on
guest from
next.
Germany. We should make a list of all the places that people have. I mean, people
You're gonna
have
put
been on our show
get
from
a
all over the
global map.
place.
The funny thing is, we were talking about what's it, Nemesis or Beam, the farthest place and the farthest country and the farthest. Because I was watching space stuff, or it just, and then a black hole thing. I was kind of getting out there yesterday. And I have a little globe. I keep looking for a big globe. I want a globe like I used to have. About how
I have one somewhere. It's in the garage.
do you really?
Hmm.
So it's about the ocean, and because I've heard, anyway, it's family. How vast it
I
is.
heard Jeffrey Blackman has something to say about Fish. He said that his lighting rig guy says they have no idea what song is next and have to adjust on the fly after hearing the first few notes. I guess that would make it really cool because it would.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think that's very intriguing.
Because that's kind of like the Grateful Dead. They didn't play the same set twice.
And the Dead are playing right now on Chicago mainstream kind of WXRT.
I have to give it a Fish for the Baker's Dozen shows, the 13 shows they played.
It's interesting, Jeffrey. I like that.
They didn't repeat a single song for 13 concerts in a row.
Yeah, so they're in the zone.
That gives them 26 closing numbers and 13 encores that are different because they kind of have similar closing numbers and similar encores. But
I mean, there's not one person who's seen them, and the people I've seen them have seen them multiple times.
Yeah, you want to go. You want to see it again. You want to feel it again.
Right. It's a thing. It's a
where you want to see them. You want to see them a couple times, and every time you see them is going to be different. And it's going to be, But at the same time, I can't pick up any band and just follow them. I don't have that in me. I can go see a band 10 times, but there's going to be a lot of other bands between that band that I see.
A good friend of ours has seen him 80 times, and I'm not going to tell you. I'm like, what?
Well, people have seen Fish hundreds of times. People have.
I know, but I understand that. I mean,
it's a bit like a drug, and you don't have to even really be on the drugs to enjoy it. If you enjoy the music and you hear them play, because like when you see a band, or you get a band's album and you listen to it, and it's really good, and then you go see them in concert and they just suck.
Okay,
right? Okay, that happens sometimes.
I get a friend who's seen probably 4 bands. Okay, 60 times each. Okay, 4 times 6, 28 or 24, 28. 28 times how much per ticket? I mean, you're talking tens, just think. All the money
it's like the old Deadheads. They would find a way. They would sell some more sandwiches or make.
Oh, I'm in, but I was older. I was buying tickets for $7. I have an AC/DC ticket, $7 at the stadium. $7, dude.
I believe it. So hey, so that's what we do. The Phil N Jon Zone, if you're just tuned in, this is show 150. You can back it up later on and watch the Tobias Panwitz interview from Berlin, Germany. It's all in
Tobias.
Tobias. I'm gonna say Tobias now forever. It's like vitamin or process. There's people say words differently.
My friend and his family own Tobias Guitar. Well, it's Tobias Guitar in Westmont.
It depends on what side of the pond you're on, I suppose. But anyway, that was real nice of him to come on the show and talk about his shows, Folktown and the Trail of Songs. Please follow the Folktown or Trail of Songs, Trailhead Music on YouTube. Endless good music. You know, if you, my comparison with him is he is a Berlin, Germany, Chicago farmer. Call him the Berlin farmer. Kind of got that feel to him. Real good songwriting, consciousness, conscious lyrics, things like that. You know?
Hey, this Saturday, it's Record Store Day. Go support your local record store and your local and musicians. Buy a record.
Even if they don't even if they don't take part in Record Store Day, you should still go to the record store and buy some of their records.
It's a big thing. Yep.
It is a big thing. It costs a lot of money for record stores to be part of it, though. They're not just, record stores don't just get given Record Store Day stuff. They have to buy that stuff. You know, so
there's a couple record stores that, if I can remember them all, I'm going to come up with a few right now, who have given me albums throughout the years and are friends of mine forever. And I really appreciate all the records you gave me. And I hope everything's going good for you guys. I haven't seen you in a while. We're going to go with Kiss the Sky in Batavia. Thank you very much. We're going to go to Joliet, Secondhand Tunes. Scott, thanks a lot. Audio Phil's in Joliet. Thanks, Phil, a lot. A beautiful thing for all the albums. Who else am I missing? No, what's the one in McHenry County? Anyway, I want to thank those three and go buy a record. Support the bands and the record store. Vinyl. I'll paint on it when it's scratched or warped, though. I'm sure a lot of people have some. John, you got any records?
I have records, yes.
Yeah, no, I saw that. So
we've really done a lot of stuff, Phil.
What?
We've done a lot of stuff. I'm looking back at the artwork from like show 76 and show 75 and 58, and I'm going to do hopefully today at some point in time I'm going to do a crazy video of all our artwork, but I have to organize it first. Because we've done a lot of shows, man. So I got to write this down, make a note of this.
A lot of shows, man.
We have
150.
Title frames. Well, I'm on a roll today. We did the Phil N Jon Zone. I've been doing a lot of artwork today. I finished some posters. I started some paintings. I collected records. I talked to my friend in Germany. We did it's just amazing what we can get done in a day whenever you feel motivated. And the sun came up today, and I came up with it. So here we are, you know. And what do you think, Phil? What's next?
I was just looking at the clock. Well, that's too bizarre to even talk about. Then I'm just looking outside out the window. It's 3:00. Gotta get. I got some odds and ends to do. My dog's sleeping right in front of me on the couch. The cat's over there. Cat's wigged out. Hasn't seen somebody in 6 days. Animals are a trip.
They
Right?
are.
Yeah.
Really. So I'm trying to
Back feels good probably because I had a cocktail. I haven't had one in 2.5 days. Not that I need one, but that doesn't matter. I'm sitting differently. Yeah, back's really tweaked. I'm gonna go putts before I get to take off in about 8 hours. Probably take a nap, watch some sports. Actually, NBA playoffs. Yeah. All right.
As you know, folks, we give Phil a minute or two to talk about sports. This is Phil's Sports Minute, sponsored by, again, the Riverview Wakanda Mansion. I guess one of his favorite segments. He likes it when Ask Phil a Question has always been a good one, too. If you got a question for Phil while he's doing sports, put it in the comment section and make it, you know, profound but simple.
Oh, fuck. All right. Golf. I like golf. I like watching golf. watching. I wish I could play more. It's dual team in New Orleans. Take Xavier Schauffele, Mr. X, and his partner for the golf tournament. NFL draft's coming up. I'm a Bear fan. I'm a Viking fan. Shouldn't say it, but I'm out of Chicago. That's all.
You're a Bear fan? Oh, I never heard you say that before.
Well, I'm a Bear fan too, but I'm a Viking fan. I'm a Chicago Bear fan. I'm not a Minnesota Viking fan. I'm a Viking fan, if that makes any sense. I'm a Chicago Bear fan also. NFL draft's coming up. I don't know what's going on. It's a wishy-wash. Blackhawks suck. They're out of the playoffs. Baseball, Cubbies are doing good. Cardinals are in last place, Johnny. Great band. It's on the radio. Ever seen the band Cake before?
Yeah.
Live?
No live. No. I've seen videos and productions of theirs.
Yeah, they're playing right.
Yeah.
The hockey playoffs are starting. That's pretty dope. What else? Baseball. The Cubbies are doing good. The White Sox stink. Fishing's out there. See my friends fishing. That's a great sport. I wish, I'm just, I guess, got the Fox River here. I have a few friends who fish along there, and I'm about a mile and a half. Got the fishing pole. You gotta have a license though. Gotta have a license. Can't play around.
What's the biggest fish you ever caught?
That I landed?
Yeah. That you
in
like
my hands. Probably I don't know. I don't know the weight because what?
It was that big.
Really? No. It was a giant salmon in the Cowlitz River in Washington State. And the rapids were just like rapids. And I'm holding on to the pole. And I'm like, what the fuck? What if a fish gets on there? What am I going to do? Because it looks like I had a fish on there. And it was a small one. But that was the biggest fish I ever caught. That is a true story. I've caught big bass in northern.
You seemed like maybe, yeah.
Yeah, the biggest fish I ever caught was basically a small fish in a big pond on the river. That I don't think is there anymore because of Mount St. Helens. That's when I was up on my aunt's place. It blew up. It got rid of the Cowlitz River. Look it up. K-O-W or C-O-W-L-I-T-Z. Yeah, but the fish was huge. But never forget that day. I was smaller.
That's fun. That's great. Phil, for being part of this show, I just thank you for doing what you do, and I'm glad that we get to hang out and do this when we get to do it. I was proud when I went and bought the new records. You're not fired. No, this isn't like your fired speech or anything like that.
I went through the garage, which that's what I think I'm going to do. Finish up. I'm kind of. I went through all the albums throughout the what people have gave audio fills. Joliet was the last stack. Just finish them up. A lot of good stuff, John. I don't think we looked through them all.
Are those big stacks that were on the table?
Yeah. No, we did not. I thought we did, but there's no way. So.
Yeah.
So, and there's like the back row still to go. I don't try to whip them out. I enjoy them. So it's sunny out there. That's what I'm going to do. But you know what I like doing? I'm going to go put on, the Cubs games on. No. It's going to be chilly.
Yeah, well, so I guess we should thank everybody for tuning in today. Our special weird presentation of 2 p.m. Flip-flops. And so I think that's it, huh? We call it a show?
Yeah, yeah.
On Tuesday, it's a good show. So we're going to leave you tonight with another bit of our friend Tobias's music. And a couple coughs from me. I'm getting over that. It's almost gone.
Yeah, see? You're sick. You're going to get us all sick.
But check out our good friend Tobias here when he did his Towns Van Zandt show on Folktown. This was a really great program. Like I said, everybody performed town songs, and we're going to let this finish us out for the evening. Just need volume.
Play enough music out there.
Yeah,
all right, guys. that's it from me today. I'm just gonna sit here for a bit, play another song, and we cracked the 3 hours, 3.5 even. Jesus Christ! I think last time we did that was with the first episode, the Bob Dylan show. This one might get even longer than that. Well, the birds were talking all at once. The old man mowing down the lawn didn't look like much too bad a guy. And I was thinking, hang on, man, something's wrong. Blue seems to be gone. Heaven ain't bad, but you don't get nothing done. Lay down your head a while. You are not needed now. You are not needed now. Well, Edison laid a hex on me. And every time I turn around, swimming through the air above my bed. And I told Miss Hicks, and she said, fine, as long as you're back in your room on time. Keep you clean and the girls will keep you fed. Lay down your head with mine. You are not needed now. We got things to do. Between the blankets made of wool, trains roll by every half hour. The body can't get no rest and done, it's true. So I do my best, the best I can, thinking big and making plans, wondering where them trains are rolling to. Lay down your head, poor boy, and feel how the ground does move, and hear how them drivers sing. Well, goodbye friends, it's time to close. Everybody knows that's the way it goes. Where was it you lived in case I'm ever there? Well, 3 doors down and 2 behind gets a little bit out of hand sometimes. Don't let it fool you into thinking you don't care. Lay down your head and fly. I'll quietly pass you by. You won't even see me go. If I thought about it long enough, just might make some kind of move. Watchful eyes are too hard on the soul. With a smokehouse just across the way, it's a fog upon the light of day. It would be hard coming up with where to go. Lay down your head, poor boy, feel how the ground does move, hear how them drivers sing. What now, my darling one? Go find a little fun. You are not needed now. Good night, everyone. Bye-bye.
They did Leonard Cohen show.
Hello?
Hey, what's happening?
Just you and me?
Yeah, dude, it's just us now. Hold on. Yeah.
Double check. Just you and me?
It's still being recorded, but it's I can turn the recording off here.
Don't